Oh, what?
Go ahead.
Oh my God. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Crystal and Company. I'm the company today and I'm going to be making a simple, quick recipe. This is Hamburger Helper, Three Cheese Manicotti. So we have 2 boxes here, 2 pounds of lean ground beef. We'll be frying that up and making the Hamburger Helper. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our pan on at medium heat. Put in our 2 pounds of ground beef. And I'm going to start chopping it up into smaller pieces while the pan heats up. Okay, start with that, cover the whole bottom of the pan. I'm actually going to turn it up to medium-high to make it cook a little bit faster. Now I just have to wait. And it's probably going to take 7 or 8 minutes, at least that's what it says on the box, to fry it up on medium-high heat. If you can see, obviously you want to make sure there's no more pink. If you can't see, just keep stirring it and make sure that you don't stop turning it or it will burn. Mix it, flip it, and it's okay if you do it for a couple extra minutes. That way there's no pink spots. I should have turned this on first so it was already heated up. Next time. Alright, so it's finally starting to fry. So we are going to flip it and stir it so that all the pink will eventually become brown. So on a regular stove, I'm cooking on medium-high, would be about between 7 and 8 o'clock on a clock face. On our stove it's backwards, so it's on 4 o'clock. If you're not as comfortable with the stove and you're afraid of burning yourself, maybe do it on medium, which is 6 o'clock. It won't cook as fast. As I said, probably take about 10 or 11 minutes. But it will be safer and less chance of splashing yourself with grease. And I think while this is frying up, we should add some spices to it. So some salt and pepper, and our favorite roasted garlic and pepper spice. We put that on everything. So as much pepper as you'd like. Salt as well for the roasted red pepper. I did 5 shakes, but it's to your own taste, so if you like it spicier you can add more. If you don't, you can add less. Just keep turning it, flipping it. Try and make it evenly spread out along the bottom so it cooks it as evenly as possible. Once this is fried up, we're going to drain the grease. Hamburger Helper,
helps your hamburger make a great meat.
Couple more minutes. There's still some pink spots. It's all about patience when it comes to frying ground beef. Alright, so we are just about done and we're getting ready to strain beef, making sure there's no more pink. Crystal, would you say there's any more pink?
No more pink. Looks great.
Alright, so we'll come over here and we are going to carefully strain the ground beef. Woo. Okay. Make sure we get all.
No grease.
No grease. We are using lean ground beef, so there will be a little bit. But I'd say there's no more left. Alright, so now what we have to do is we have to put in some hot water. 2 cups with our ground beef. And then put in the ground beef. First, you put in the sauce packets. Oops. I should have cut this beforehand. Prep before would be better. Okay, so there's 1. And 2. Okay, and what we put in 2 cups hot water, carefully pour it in so it doesn't splash. And we're going to mix it around until the sauce is fully dissolved. Looks like a mess, but okay. Alright, so now that the sauce is a liquid, to pour in 4 cups of milk, which I've already measured out. Carefully pour it in. And our 2 boxes of pasta. Mix it all together. Get all the pasta mixed in, the meat, the sauce, and the milk. Once you have it all mixed, then we start to let it cook. So our pot or our frying pan, you have to let it boil again because the cold milk is going to make it not hot. Once it starts boiling, which we've turned up to high heat to make it boil, we're going to turn it down to simmer, put the lid on for 15 minutes or until the pasta is tender. After about 10 minutes, check on it every couple minutes. And throughout the time that it's on, stir it once in a while so it doesn't lose its simmer. So it's just about boiling, I'd say. Pretty close, wouldn't you?
It's a boiling.
Okay, so we're gonna put the lid on.
You stir it once before you put the lid on?
Ah, sure, we can do that. I just don't want to lose the boil, that's all.
Yeah.
So carefully stir it. Can't leave it on high heat or everything will stick to the bottom. Okay, so give it a little stir. Might not look the most appetizing right now, but once everything's melted into the pasta, it will be good. Okay, so we're gonna put the lid on now. We're gonna let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Simmer, you put on medium-low. On most stoves, it's about 2 o'clock, and on ours, it's about 8 o'clock. For about 15 minutes. All right, before this is done boiling, we only have about a minute or two left. We've stirred it a couple times. We're going to add a little bit more spice, a couple shakes of red pepper spice, 5, and garlic plus. Oops. 5 shakes. Okay. Let's mix it in. Be very careful because this pan is very full. Just kind of fold it over so all the spices get mixed in. I tasted a noodle just before we came back and it's almost done. Needs about another minute or two. Depending on your oven. Ours takes, well, we've been on for 16 minutes, so it's gonna take a couple extra minutes than what it says. Go by the taste of the noodles. Okay, so while that's finishing up, we have made a Caesar salad off camera. So we're going to put a little bit onto a plate to go with our noodles. Okay. Just gonna wait one more minute and then we're gonna take this off and put it on the plate. And I'm going to use a spoon to make it easier to take out of the frying pan. One last stir. Make sure to get all the cheese off the side of the pan because it will stick to the side. Okay. And we're going to very carefully, this is very heavy,
Sit it down.
sit it down here. So put some onto a plate. You'll have to wait a couple minutes because it will be very hot. Okay. And that is what the finished product will look like. And there you have 3 cheese manicotti with Caesar salad.